Alright, let's see if this works. Am I alive? Am I living? Something's happening. Maybe this is gonna work? I wonder if I unsnap. If you hear me in the background, it's because I'm making sure I'm recording. Looks like I'm recording. Let's give this a try. Alright. Alright, let's see if he takes the invite. If he does, then maybe we're going live. Yeah, you're in, anybody who's jumping in, you're in time. We haven't started yet. Hopefully going right into game 1 here. And I won't be responding to comments once we get into the match. I'll have the iPad open. I'll read your comments afterwards, so feel free to post and talk to some of the really awesome and smart viewers that tune into my stream. They can probably help you out if you have any questions. But I'm done looking at the comments. I'm going to focus on the game. So here we go, and let's have fun. Let's get some hands that do some stuff. That's about all you can ask for in Magic. Games are decided by actual play, not luck of the draw. Divi's on esper control, so we want to stay aggressive, and we want to interact at instant speed a lot. We're on the play, that's beautiful. This hand has no white mana, or it would be perfect if it did. This hand does have white mana. It is slow, but I think we can try it. And we have 10 2/1s in our deck for 2 mana. I really want to draw one off the top. 10 of them, so about a 1 in 6.5 chance. But don't judge my math. Hit! Did it. Did it. This is how we do it. We tell our deck what we want, and it gives it to us because we're so nice about it. Spell Queller in this match. We won't necessarily counter something with it. We may just run it out there. Okay. I guess we'll hold out the long road home. We also could just slam a Queller and make him have, let's see, Liliana or something like that. Nah, we'll just pass. There's a case for playing it main phase, but not a great one. Okay, another tap land, that's good. And a Declaration Stone. We will definitely quell that. And now he needs to get to a spot where he can cast 2 spells in the same turn. It's really hard for his deck to do. So, I like our spot. Pretty much what you want. So if I lose from here, it'll have to be a very interesting game to cause that. Plus the Alliance is one of the cards that could tip the scales. So hopefully we won't run into that. He's got thinking to do. Probably has a Languish and thinking about popping it off. Another Declaration in stone. I will, let's see, what could he do with that 2 mana? Not much. I think he would only have another Blessed Alliance, so we will definitely fire off our Shrivel. If he has a Blessed Alliance, we just give her the Spirit, I guess. I mean, at this point, we're just going to try to make him counter everything, or make him resolve something. Our hand isn't going to do much else. This will just be hanging on for dear life. Omnix. So he could play Omnix. He could target that. I could long road home it. He could target that. So no, not gonna do. Not gonna do. The Omnix probably means he doesn't have an outburst. Or if he did, I guess it's not that good because of Selfless Spirit. So he could still have an outburst. But I can be sure he doesn't have Anguish Unmaking or Blessed Alliance. I think those would both be... He would rather play at instant speed right now. So here's the outburst. And we can hit that with the scatter. Take him to 2. And yeah, can't say much more about our hand. It was good. I think I'm supposed to play the other Haunter here, though. In case he has like a 2-spell turn of like Anguish Unmaking Liliana, which I doubt he has, but I think that's right, in lieu of having the Spirit and the Unsubstantiate. This means if he did find a way to kill our Spell Queller, we'd still have a lethal threat. Okay, so he conceded. We'll finish the game. And finish that one. And there's our invite, so I'm going to get out of this game and get into game 2. Hand did exactly what we wanted that game. I mean, if you're just going to hit like 4 cancels in a row while you also have a clock on the table, it's hard for Esper to do much. There's only a few hands that he could have to interact with all that. So let's just try to do it again. The deck is definitely built for consistency. Draws like that are exactly what we want and need. The draw of the Selfless Spirit off the top, as you saw, probably tilted the whole game in my favor. So that was lucky. But it is what the deck is trying to do. That's why we have 10 2-drops. Going for consistency as opposed to the raw power. His deck is definitely more powerful, as are many of the decks in the tournament. Just trying to be consistent over here. Yeah. Not much counter magic. We do have 10 counter spells. This, I guess, counts as one. So we're going to have to draw our counter magic, but I mean, that's an expensive one and not the best, but it can be there. It can be what we need when we need it. There's Jace. Jace is a problem, as I learned earlier. Hard to beat a turn 2 Jace for some reason. But that's Mythics for you. Gotta love having Mythics. Let's see. I guess if I want him to kill something right away, it'll be the Haunter. But Selfless Spirit can defend the Spell Queller. So I guess I'll put it on him to find a way to kill this, like, right away. If I had a Rattle Chains, I would hold back the Spirit and play the Hunter, but I don't have Rattle Chains. And only 2, you can't count on drawing 1. Murder right away. Yeah, okay. I guess he's nervous. That means I'll just keep playing cards like the Haunter, but the more time he buys, the better off he is. The worse off I am. Nope. Now he'll loot for like half an hour or something. Declaration Stone. Maybe he's having trouble with lands. Deco's a card that could mess with this hand, and we'll have to keep it in mind since he'll probably flip his Jace. We don't want to lose both of our Haunters. Right. That gives us some instant speed interaction, which is much needed. And what's he want to do? Blessed Ally? Blessed lie. Okay. Yeah, we just sacrifice, whatever. But it's gonna be hard to beat him this turn, but we're gonna have to play a kind of a different kind of game if we're gonna do it. He's up to 3. So he's gonna flip Jace next turn. Play it, tick up. So do I want to get the Haunter out there? He gets to tick up and put it down, so no, I do not. Yeah, this game's gonna be tough. But he is discarding some really good cards. So we're gonna have to keep his Jace checked, unfortunately for us. And his hand must be loaded, considering the cards that he's discarding. It's gonna make this whole thing awkward. Pretty much so this is, from what I've watched, the 3 out of 4 games he's had a turn 2 Jace, and obviously that really makes a difference. We've seen it this game. I'm sure we'll see it in more games. He pops a Shrivel here. I wish I could find a way to punish him, but I really can't. So I guess we have to set up with Haunter into Queller into Confirm Suspicions open. Don't think I have a choice. Yep. And we'll see if he has a Confirmed Suspicions. Nope, not yet. Okay. End step. Murder. What you want? Maybe he's thinking about a telling time. Anguish Unmaking. Yeah, okay. He's only got 1 card, but that Jace represents plenty of cards, unfortunately. So, don't want to do that, but we can lead him. We can lead Foundry into Wyvern. We still have a lot of interaction that he has to deal with, and hopefully we can just keep him from getting his wing conditions online. Like Jace, we're going to have to check its loyalty. There's no other way around it. See what he does. Another land go. What could that last card be? He hasn't missed a land drop, but at the same time he discards so many good cards. I have to believe it's a counter spell, though I think he would have discarded that. It's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see what happens. Maybe a Blessed Alliance makes sense. I don't want to spike these. No, I do not. I have to check his Jace. I have to protect. He wants to go comparative. Since I can resolve this, I definitely do, because I want my 3 cards. And now if he wants to Jace, like Flashback Outburst or something, that's fine. We'll find other ways to pressure his Jace. Because all we're really doing is tossing away land and 1 Tattered Haunter, and he's given up half his Jace's loyalty. I think that's right. And we've got the clues, so we can start grinding out, fighting it out with him. Tough choice, though. Do I want to play the Wyvern main phase while it can't be countered? Ooh, I want to play this. That's actually kind of convenient. I mean, he can plus against it, but then he has to worry about that Infiltrator. The Infiltrator would be the end of the turn play anyway. So let's see if he can hit a Sorin or just something massive right now. No, he's passing. Probably use a counter right here if he has one. Okay. Well, guys, the game just didn't let me pause. That'll probably cost me. That's really, really frustrating. That's really upsetting. Another land, another pass. So, Wyvern and Infiltrator, or I think it's going to be Infiltrator. But Wyvern's most likely to get spell shriveled, but I guess we could draw out the spell shrivel. It's pretty tough. But I guess I want to keep some cards coming. I need more action. So let's start with a clue crack. Because it might have changed our play, and now we'll go for it. Okay, not a spell shrivel. Probably not a counterspell. That makes things interesting. Still not going to spike the Wyvern, though. Yep. So what could be in that hand? Likely more lands. This is really frustrating, though, because I really think I could have done really good if I had had the... if he didn't have one more loyalty on that Jace. So that doesn't get Wyvern around a counterspell, so we're going to draw a card first. Scatter. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here I can put Jace below loyalty. So... but if he has a counter, I think I just want to get it out of his hand. He didn't have it last turn. Let's go for it. I think he drew a land. Nope. Now he's going to counter. Huh. Maybe he has a removal, like a singular. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Gotta keep his Jace down. There's too many good cards in his graveyard. It's buying him so much time, too. 1, 2, draw, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll play the untap land. I guess if we're both flooding out, it's fair, but I'm not enjoying it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will play the untapped again. Anguish Unmaking. He untaps, he can sweep me in response. I guess we let that happen and go for the Avacyn. Yuck. It's pretty ugly, though. He drew something he can probably cast. That's scary. But probably better than him drawing another counterspell or more instant speed interaction for this Avacyn that's coming. Yep. Let's see if he wants to use that vent. That would be nice for me. No, he does not. Certainly implies there's more to come. Resolves. Let's see if he lets me untap. He does. Okay. Jace down. Okay, we're in the game. Be interesting to see if we can pull out a long game. We've both drawn a lot of lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I go for this on Avacyn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that I still have, like, to Blessed Alliance, I can still sacrifice the Haunter. And then flip Avacyn even. See what he does. Pauses me but does nothing. What does that mean? He didn't have a removal last turn. What the hell does he have? More land? Alright, your move. 1 turn. I'll love watching it from his side. Did he just flood or... Okay, Disciple. Yeah, can't let that happen. So that might be what he's been holding. Would make some sense too. Now there's not much he can do. Blessed Alliance, I can plow right through it. He's got Avacyn. I've got Spell Shrivel. Yep, did it. Won about a 35, so it's a lot of turns. Won about a 15-turn game against Esper Control. Invocation, making its case. Making its case. Turned that kind of long game scenario into a 2-turn clock. Well, let me wish some GGs, and then I'll get to reading comments and talking about the game. Okay. Nicety sent. 0 counters or walkers. Yeah, he seems to be lamenting his draw. It was a pretty strange draw. We both drew a lot of lands. I drew a lot more counters than he did in that match, which is... I think we both have the same number of counter spells if I'm looking at the deck lists. Let me see here. He's going to play with 2 Broken, 2 Scatter, 3 Shrivel, 2 Suspicion, so 9 counters. I'm playing 4 Shrivel, 2 Unsubstantiate, 2 Scatter, 2 Confirmed Suspicions, and 2, what are these? The Spirit, the Flash Spirit guy, whose name we've only heard a bajillion times, and for some reason I can't think of in the moment. Spell Queller. So, yeah, you could say I have more counters. Alright. So let's see what you guys say. Let's read the comments from during the match. And feel free to keep them coming. Dun dun dun. We're live. It's working indeed. Is this game 1? Good luck. Thank you for the good lucks, the well wishes. This is so cruel. Poor Divine. I hope he makes top 8 at least. His deck is probably well suited for the field. It's gonna be a slow. It's kind of a mid-rangey place. He can probably do it. He was stuck on 1 blue. I thought I noticed that, but yeah, he didn't get to resolve 1 spell in the game. Oh, that is mean. Yeah, that game went totally my way. All right, this one looks good. Grab your popcorn. Does anyone know where I can find the tourney deck lists? NGA threads, thank you. Some links for the folks. Good job. Yeah, that's one of those painful floods. If he was flooding out Nighthawk says you gotta feel for him if it was a flood. He has had so much time. Yeah, Jace earned him so much time. At the same time, he discarded a lot of spells to Jace. I mean, I know you guys saw that. He discarded Declaration and Stone to Jace. He discarded Planar Outburst to Jace. Those could have been things he cast, and I'd have to see his hand to know for sure, like, how he was playing it. Maybe he was short on land at the time and then hit a big spot, and sometimes that's the way it has to be, but yeah, it's rough. Invocation MVP despite your hate. I love how you think I hate it, Nighthawk, even though I run it. I obviously see some merit in the card because it made the deck. But it's a card I play cautiously and carefully. This is a deck that if it gets 2-for-1 like twice, it might not be able to compete because it doesn't have a lot of card advantage, and its spells overall are weak compared to other spells in the format. So I play Invocation very carefully, but as you can see, it has its moments. It had its moment right there. Rect is ready for round 3. Yeah, Spirit Control, totally. And he had so much time to take over game 2, just didn't get anywhere in all those turns. I wonder about if there was an opening to slam Disciple of the Ring, because in this matchup, I don't think it's right to play that card conservatively. If I have to counter it, that's one less counter I have to defend my creatures, and if I run out of creatures, I can't win. So I'll be interested to watch his side and see if there was a point where he could have just thrown out Disciple of the Ring and made me deal with that and use a counter there. Hi Kreider. It was 2-0 in my favor. So you can put it that on the board, sign the match slip, and that's that. Whew. I was a little worried about it, I'm not gonna lie. The testing looked good, but his deck does have a lot of powerful stuff. At the same time, it's sort of what I expected when I registered Spirits, and I expected a lot of... With Spirits, you don't get many bloodbaths, although the first game certainly was, but you do get a lot of tough games and a lot of tough decisions. So, kind of what I signed up for. It's not Planeswalkers, where you slam your Planeswalker and win. So, when I make these videos, and later upload them to YouTube, if all goes well with them, I need to go out and play some pub games right after, and that's to make sure that if it's too short a video, everybody knows it was a 2-0 win, right? So if I make my 20-minute video into an hour, they can't be as sure as to what happens after game 1, and people complain about that. So I'm going to try to make them a longer video. The good news, if you're watching, is I'm going to play some more Magic. And also, in the tradition going back to the Hakumate, when I win my match decisively, like a 2-0 victory with a bloodbath game like game 1, I also proceed to lose my pub games and drop like from rank 40 down to 35. It doesn't matter who I play against. 1 ranks, 0 ranks. Doesn't matter what I do. I make bad mistakes. It's totally on me. It's not on anybody else. It's not bad luck. I make bad mistakes and I lose all my pub games. So let's see if it holds true. Too fast. Why did you do the enchantment on Avacyn rather than the 2-1? I did the enchantment on Avacyn rather than the 2-1 because one card that my opponent certainly conceivably could have had in the spot was Blessed Alliance. And if he had Blessed Alliance, then I wanted to be able to sacrifice the 2-1 and keep the Avacyn with the 4-4 creature attached and use my counter magic to defend that. If he had the... Also, it would have flipped Avacyn, which would have done 3 more damage, leaving him at 1 life. So, if he had, in that case, the Blessed Alliance, if the invocation is on the 2-1, I either have to sacrifice the 2-1 or the 4-4, and I can't in response to the Blessed Alliance. I hope that helps. That got a little rambly as I tried to figure out what I'm going to cast this turn. But yeah, that's the reason. Because I was nervous about Blessed Alliance. I submitted your video last week to the WOTC to include on the Duels Facebook page. Well, I'll cross my fingers. It's always good to get, sounds like some good attention. Lucky that the pause not working didn't matter in the end. Yeah, that would have eaten me up a little bit. I'm going to be perfectly honest. That Jace having 1 more loyalty, there were times where I was worried it would mean I'd have to play more into the board and he could flash back a sweeper before Jace died. That would have upset me if I had lost that way. But that is not what happened. Hallelujah. And here we go. Alright, that's a lot of land, but we got our delirium. Wow. Alright. Distended Mindbender is going to be online pretty soon, and when it comes out, it can flash back a Kozilek's return if we don't like his board. I was pretty excited that last game that the deck was able to go, 20 or like 15 turns deep, especially when he had a turn 2 Jace and find the win. Those are the games where, honestly, I've seen many people give up, and it's always tempting to give up very early in the game when you can't deal with that Jace and you just feel like you're losing so much value attacking Jace, and you feel like you have to be the aggro deck, and it's just not happening. But we, hung in there, got it done. So John Cena style, never give up, never surrender. Only 3 more matches before round 3? Okay, that's cool. I have to watch these matches. I haven't made much duels time. I've been spending a lot of time on other things, frankly, that aren't always as fun. So it's nice to be getting some duels time back. Explosive Vegetation. Our opponent is going to the top rope, so we're probably going to need to bend a mind here, and to do it we need to draw land. Hey, what did I tell you? We just draw what we need. That's how we play this game. I could also Graph Widow, but being a ramp deck and seeing that I just Explosive Vegetation, I think the Bender is what I'm supposed to do. I can always get back my Advocate. Alright, so what do we got? We've got Rolling Thunder, Ravaging Blaze, Planar Outburst, Nissa, and Visionary. So I'm gonna go ahead and battle with his burn spells. I think I'll be okay. Yes, I think I'll be okay. They're good. Graph Widow's not good there, and I'm gonna take his Nissa and his Outburst. And no, we do not want a Kozilek's return at this time. Nighthawk says, to be honest, I thought you were done after about the 8th turn of pecking at Jace. Yeah, felt kind of the same way. It feels very futile when you're fighting a Planeswalker that way, but Avacyn showed up. The clues from Confirmed Suspicions did their job and drew us to some action. And then we turned the corner really hard, really fast. Okay, he's conceding even though he's got a bunch of cards in hand. So I'm going to let the AI see if it can beat me, because I know he has Ravaging Blaze. Why would you concede right there? That's crazy. But yeah, Nighthawk, I felt the same way. It was an uphill battle at that point, and you just kind of have to make it work. I think using the Confirmed Suspicions on comparative analysis, that was probably my best decision, because it made sure that he didn't draw 2 cards that could have impact, and I got to draw 3 more. And it seems like a really straightforward play, but for some people they would be so worried about keeping the board at parity that they wouldn't make a play like that. Let's blow up his hand. See what happens. Alright, so he's got a Rolling Thunder left. We can definitely save this grapple. Rolling Thunder. Man, I can't believe the AI decided to cast Elvish Visionary and not the Nissa's Revelation. That's kind of nuts to me. That's really nuts. Wow. Alright, let's fire this off. No cards in hand to take, so this is probably the best card in the hand, but we don't have the land necessarily, so I guess we'll take the Demon. Flying may matter. Infamous, did you play your round 2 matches already? Yes, period. You don't want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about your match, Infamous Gemini, the infamous one? Yes, period. Classic. I got a question. Can you guys upload all the rounds on YouTube so I can subscribe and watch them all at work? Probably not, but the winky face, maybe that means no. It would be pretty complicated to get something like that done. I try to send mine to YouTube. But as far as getting them all like on one channel you can subscribe to, well, that's pretty hard. That doesn't work too well. But I'll upload mine, so you can subscribe to mine channel if you don't, and watch there. I wish I could put more on YouTube. I just can't get many streams to stay alive. They crash so often. But when I have an opponent to duel and we do invites, it seems to work better. Heh, yeah, that's my name. It's out there. No big mystery. Mister. Ha. You know, I changed it to Covert Go Blue for my stream, but then I had the problem of my email account, which is linked to it, was showing people that the emails were coming from Covert Go Blue, and I've got I just can't remember all the time to switch my email address when doing business, since so much of what I do for business is tied to who I am, and it was confusing for them. They were like, what's a Covert Go Blue? I'm like, you don't want to know, because I want you to take me seriously. Awkward. This name sounds German. Yeah, but I'm not from Germany, and to my knowledge, my family probably has some German ancestry somewhere, but we're a big mix, big old American mix. Not any hard and fast German roots. But I went to Germany, and I spent about a month over there, and I absolutely loved it, and I was in love with the place, loved it a lot more than some of the other places I visited, so maybe there's something to be said. I mean, do I keep this hand? I mean, really? Really? YOLO. Why not? Let's find out. If Whispers is good, this hand is good. Normally I'd mulligan this, but I'm embracing the randomness. There is so much randomness in this hand. So many things could go right or wrong. Somebody said where? I spend almost all my time in Berlin. Game is sinking. The hell? What's this? What's this crap? Can't even take turn 1? What's going on? Am I getting hacked? Come on, man. Alright. I got no time. You can have the gold. I do not care. I got no time for this. Alright. Yeah, we were gonna whisper a lot. It was gonna be an all Whispers game. We were gonna whisper on Whispers with Whispers. But it's over. Didn't happen. Got destroyed. Got destroyed by Stainless and Xbox One. There's a match at 9:30 tonight? Who is it, Gemini? Tell me about this match. I'm excited to hear of it. Why the heck not? I'm also excited that we got into another game. Yeah! Doing it. I hope that Gem vs CGB is the final on Xbox. That'd be something. I mean, I don't know how I'd do in that game. So we have black, black, green, green. So I guess I want another green, but if I go get another green, I won't have a turn 2 play, so... Unless it's green, green, and then green, green, black. I guess that's fine. I don't have anything double black going on, so... That's what we'll do. That would probably be a fun game, and it would probably be decided, quite frankly, by who's on the play. Delirium versus Zombies. Oh, that sounds fun. So our opponent's leading on Needle Spires, a manland in the Boros colors. Not one you see a lot of, and often when you see it, it is because they are playing something like Planeswalkers, Guns and Dead Roses, or Mardu Control. So Grapple is a safe play. Gather doesn't have Spell Mastery, but it might if I grapple. So what's the right play? Probably the grapple. So that hopefully I can gather into 2 creatures. That's probably going to matter. At this point, I'll make the decision that this is likely a grindy game, but I could be wrong. If he turns out to be Boros aggro, it will be a very different game. I know both decks because I'm a net decker. Hey, yeah, that's right. We live to serve you, net deckers. Good luck, Blue. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for coming out, Mortivore. Always nice to see you. We are playing similar decks, except I have green mana. Yeah, and I have counter spells. I have 10 counter spells or something like that. I guess you have Unsubstantiating Queller. No, those are the truest of the true, purest of the pure in counterspell world, though. I'd like to think mine's more consistent and Gemini's is more powerful, but I do think going first will be a big, big deal. So our opponent, what are they up to? They are clock milking. Got some real winners out here tonight. Got some turn 1 desyncs. We got some concessions from a pretty reasonable spot, and now we've got somebody who's going to eat their whole second turn and run the clock down. Opponent fall asleep. What decks do you guys like the most? Smarty's a net decker. If we have other net deckers, what decks have you been playing and enjoying the most from the tournaments? Tell me about it. I want to know. It would be fun to hear. It would fill time while our opponent does the proverbial nothing. Who knows what they're really doing? Going to get a drink? Sending me a taunting message? Who knows what's going on? Catching Pokemon? Full turn gone. Now we get to wait for the discard. Oh, no. No. I will grapple with the past. Yay. Creature, land, enchantment, instant. So I could already have Delirium, but I don't have anything to take advantage of it. So I'll take the Morn Willow. Now let's wait for discard. Guns and Dead Roses, what are you going to discard? Somebody's trying out Alabaster Wings. That's a thing? Somebody did that? Okay. I play all decks from both Xbox and Steam, and I like the Delirium thing. Hey, Alabaster Wings is pretty awesome. What? What are y'all talking about, Alabaster Wings? Alabaster Wings? This is bizarro. What is happening? Somebody built a ridiculous deck. I can't see this link. Let me see this. Sylvan Advocate, Hydra, Gather, blah 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 blah, Bladed Step, blah 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 blah. Okay. On Alabaster Wings. It's banned. I mean, what is going on here? It's a Bant Good Stuff deck. It's a Bant Good Stuff-y sort of Delirium, sort of Spell Mastery deck. I mean, okay. That's pretty neat. I played around with similar things, but I definitely didn't have that list. Not that exact list. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I'm unawares. Let's start killing things. Bant Angels. I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it that. Although it doesn't seem like there's a lot of ways to get your stuff. I don't know. Maybe you just draw it and such. Yeah, Smarty, that Nighthawk is the YouTube guy. I'll have to check that one out. Not something I've played with. I test a bunch of your decks. Is that good or bad? Tell Nighthawk what you think of his decks. Actually, he's had some good ones. I think he was playing like a green-white angel ramp type deck in tournament that looked like I almost stopped and wrote an article right then. I was so excited because I think I wanted to be like, Nighthawk, did you accidentally play a good deck? But I don't know. I don't know how his tournament's going. I haven't followed along. I need to. Need to be a better friend. Let's make a clue. Yay, now we have clues and grapples, so we can grind it out for days with getting tireless tracker back and probably finding more critters. Nighthawk's vamp deck kills on ladder. Amens. Nighthawk knows what I'm talking about. his love of Flame Shadow Conjuring and general teamer shenaniganry, it's just spoiled so many would have been amazing battles. Nighthawk's 1-2 so far. He can come back. First round is made to screw up in. I think he'll be back. I'm a believer. Alright, let's hit our land drop. Probably get ready to grapple it up. Our opponent has started playing cards after punting turn 1. It's too bad our creatures are exiled. It makes grapple a lot worse, so we're probably going to draw with clues. Maybe I should have gathered. I'm so hyped about the match against BBB. Oh my god, that's going to be awesome. When is that match? Do you have a time for that match, Nighthawk? That's the kind of thing I'm excited for right there. Yes, whatever you do, Nighthawk, just make the plays that are most likely to cause tilt. Alright? Only the plays that are likely to cause tilt. Covert, I love watching you in the way your mind thinks. Thank you. I do my best. Alright. Well, I don't think Kreider says that getting BBB salty requires nothing. I do believe you're right, but that's part of the fun of it, is seeing just how generically friendly Nighthawk can be and still get him salty. And it's not, whether or not it's easy. We're not going for the accomplishment here. We're going for entertainment value at this time. All right, this isn't strategic. This is for the funsies. The Weekend. I literally almost threw in a revenge into my list. You should throw it in anyway, just so that he flips the table over or something when you play it, and you're not supposed to have it. It's not supposed to be there. And when he says that's not on your list, you just say check again, and he'll probably freak out before he even looks. Oh my goodness. Now I like BBV in some ways. He's a fun person to have around. The thing is, if Nighthawk can tilt him, anyone can tilt him, because Nighthawk's so nice. It's like the friendliest guy we've got. Alright, so this guy and his Thopters, what am I going to do to him? Probably play a demon, make him deal with a demon, and probably play a Gatherer pack. So, does it matter which I play first? I don't think so. I'm going to send in the Pilgrim's Eye. In case he wants to block, then he loses the ability to make something unblockable, and the Eye's going to die anyway when I use this Kozilek's Return. So there's that. So I think we'll just get this demon out and then gather. You only lose a game if you have it in one game. If you go... Okay, Nighthawk, if you win game 1, you have to go back and add the card. Oops, I thought I was going to get to pick 2 creatures. Stupid me, should have checked. But yeah, Nighthawk, you totally have to go add the Gaia's Revenge if you're up 1-0. Just gotta do it. There's 33% chance that CG, whatever. I'll sacrifice game 1 just to win game 2 for max tilt value. Okay, just put it in for game 1 then. Just put it in for game 1. Whatever works, man. Max tilt value, it matters. It's a thing. It's important. Not to be forgotten. Alright. Sylvan Advocate's down there. That's good. That's really good. So we can get that back. We can play it, and we can play a Pilgrim's Eye. Or we can wipe the board. I kind of want to... what I'm trying to do here, the reason I played Mind Rack this turn and why I might play something else this turn is I really do want to draw out more. I want to draw more stuff out of my opponent here. So if you like the way my mind works, I want to get the most out of this Kozilek's Return. And if he's a deck with cards like Whirler Rogue, I really want to get more than just one Whirler Rogue. So I'm going to try to find ways to force that sort of action. And the more of these like larger creatures I play, if he runs out of removal spells for them, the sooner he has to play just more stuff that might be killable by Kozilek's Return. Or I might just buy time and be able to kill his Needle Spires with it as well. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm trying to get there. But don't get too greedy. Yes, I am trying not to get too greedy. Hopefully I will not get too greedy. What if you mill it, Kreider? Do you lose the game if, say, you cast Grapple with the Past and it reveals a card that shouldn't be in your deck, but you don't use it? Is that a... Kreider, Mr. Rules Master, is that a game loss? If I grapple and I flip over Guy's Revenge that's not supposed to be in my deck, but I pick something else, and it has no other impact on the game, is it a game loss? I'm curious. Okay, that's why. That's... You see? You see what we're doing here? You see what's up? Uh-huh. He's setting up for Ormondal, and we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Kaboom. And that is what we're looking for. Yes, you would lose still, says Kreider. There you have it. The answer. Alright, so do we want to go Eye into Graph Widow? I think so. I think that's like the best use of our turn. And then he has to have Planar Outburst, which he might have, but if he does, we can grapple back the Graph Widow. So, I think that's fine. We don't have a land to play otherwise, so we'll definitely get her done here. 1, 2, 3 black, 1, 2, 3 green. So we'll leave the forest in our deck in case we draw or find Nissa. And there's the Graph Widow. Your move. See if he has another Rise from the Tide since he did that for 3. I'm sure he'd prefer to wait longer, but that might have also been forced by that Sylvan Advocate. Now, I don't think we have a Distended Mindbender yet, but that's what flashes back Kozilek's Return, and that's our counterplay if he has another one. Don't see it. Of course, if he just taps out for Rise for the Tides, we just win, because we have the lethal damage and the Ishkana activation. So he needs a sweeper. CGB, what do you think about Worlds? Who would win, and how many pack decks top 8? None of the pack decks will likely top 8, unless I totally missed a week of Magic, so unless Pact, really broke the format. I know one top 8'd at the Grand Prix, and I watched that coverage, and I thought that the main reason that that deck was successful was matchups, and really, there were a lot of good matchups for it, and also some just clutch draws. So I think it's kind of one of those good metagame calls that also had a pretty hot run and made it through. So I don't think anybody will be brave enough to play Demonic Pact at Worlds. What do you think about Worlds? Who wins? Well, when you put the best players in the world in a room, it's really hard to predict a winner. Obviously, the players that have historically, who have been doing the best are people who are in the top 8s at Worlds in the past. Shenhar, I don't know if he's even qualified this year, but he's a 2-time champion, so for some reason he's great at Worlds. But I haven't seen much from him in a long time, whereas Owen Turnwald, Seth Manfield, last year's 2 finalists, have had amazing seasons. But you can't take anybody lightly in that field. It's just so impossible to... You've got to run hot, you've got to be the best at what you do to make it to the top of that. Predicting anything is just really hard to do. Obviously, Yuya Watanabe's, I think he's been in the top 4 of every World so far, or at least the last 2. And so you can't rule him out, but any one of those guys could be that good. Last year, Seth Manfield was considered kind of who is this guy? I mean, we knew who he was, but we didn't consider him on the same level as others, and look what he's done this year. It's been insane. It's been absolutely amazing to watch. And really, he's a great clinic on just play a deck that is inherently powerful and play it better than everybody else. He rarely has any new technology, but he's playing the decks that are the best, like green-white tokens, and he's playing the decks like black-white control that are just inherently powerful. And he just plays them better than the room. Lots of other people have the deck and very similar lists, and he outplays them. So I love it. I love him for that. That makes you look at kind of the way he plays Magic in a whole different light. Somebody says, wow, Worlds. When is Worlds? Is that this week? Is that this weekend? Is that what's going on? Yeah, I can't do anything about getting paired badly. It is normal. It is very normal. If you play on Xbox, you get paired badly. There's a lot more low-ranked players than high-ranked players, so we all end up playing a lot of low-ranked players when we go rando. But that's why tournaments are fun. So if you were here earlier for the tournament matchup, you don't have to worry about bad rankings. 9-4, 9-1 to 9-4. So September 1st to September 4th. That is really soon. Not this weekend, though, which is good, because I have lots to do this weekend. Another jam-packed weekend. So this came in a turn late. I guess I want the Cultivator, because it can attack for 2, Advocate can attack for 2. It gives me more options next turn if I draw something I want to play. Also a Lightning Rod, but I could grapple it back if he kills it. See what our opponent has for us. An Ember Hauler. Do I want to trade with an Ember Hauler? Probably not. I'd probably prefer to use the mana this turn. Let's see what we draw. And a Whispers of Emrakul. So we can play Advocate. We can grapple with the past to get back. Probably the Cultivator he kills. And then we can hopefully achieve Delirium and Whisper him. So let's tap our Cultivator now. We don't have to do it this way, but I don't trust the game to let me use mana I add to my mana pool in response to cast Grapple. So like, if he Ember Hollered my Cultivator that was untapped, I could... But then there would be a creature in my yard. I want the Cultivator to go to the yard and then grapple it back. So I'd have to add mana to my mana pool, let Ember Holler resolve, then use the grapple. I don't trust the game. I do not trust the game to let the mana sit in my mana pool. Alright, so we've got some kind of a red-green rampy tokeny thing, and he's going to have a Crawlin Horde. An Ulrich of the Crawlin Horde. Ulrich. In his hand. And he's passing turn. I'm going to grapple now anyway, hopefully achieve Delirium. And maybe now he wants to pop on Cultivator, but that would be silly because I could just get it back, so he should let this resolve. And we hit a sorcery, instant land creature. So if he kills that creature, if he kills the creature, we get Delirium, so I'm going to take the other creature. And he doesn't. So, okay. Well, I can play this, pop this, and Whisper. And then I'm sure I'll have Delirium. Or I could attack and see if he just blocks. Let's do it this way. Let's get Tracker down. Let's make a clue. He'll shoot it. Oh, I should have left a black open. Arrgh! I'm trying to be careful and I'm doing everything wrong. Well, he let me have the clue. That's a mistake. He could have responded to the clue activation with the Ember Hauler, but I should have left a black mana open. That's on me. But he didn't take advantage. You can block, sack, target, but if he targets Tracker, I use the clue in response. Yep. So we'll have to wait a turn on the Whispers. Oh wells. And we'll have to get a creature into our graveyard, which, if that happens, great. If it doesn't, it means we're crushing him on the board. Alright, this will be my last game, and then I'm going to head upstairs and call it a night. So, thanks everybody who came out to watch the tournament matchup. He's going to Devils me. Wonder what he wants to kill. Probably Tracker. Thinking. Here we go. Tracker it is. So Tracker will block. I will take 3. Lots of ways to get it back. Not the end of the world. And Delirium is achieved. Ta-ta. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So all 5 mana seems good. Let's start with this. No, let's start by seeing what he discards. Might inform our decision. Land, and we hit Ulrich. So, just kind of some red-green gumdrop good stuffs. Play the Vessel. Play Gnarls. Hit with the Advocate and activate the Vessel. And his turn. See what he does, get some info. Let's see if he has another 5-drop now that Ulrich got plucked from his hand. Okay, veggies. So he's going to the top rope. Right up there. Trying to do something big. He's going to give us a free shot at him in the meantime. Let's see if we can make the most of it. Yuck. Pilgrim's Eye it is. Hate this card. I would have so loved Perilous Mirror instead. But them's the breaks, yo. I guess I want to do the Evolving Wilds now. So alright, crash in. Do we want to put anything else out there? I mean, what could he have? Chandra's Ignition? Or, like, Chandra itself wouldn't do it, because Sylvan Advocate would live. But I could get blown out pretty hard. By what? There aren't many other sweepers, right? In red? I think I should just put out max damage, because if he has, like, Rolling Thunder, I just want to eat up, just overwhelm his targets. Give him too many targets. So, we're just going to put it all on the board. I'm not sure if I'd run Ulrich and Wolves, to be honest. Yeah, he's turned out to be a massive flop, hasn't he? Worst mythic in a while, I think. Hey, look, it's Flame Shadow Conjuring. Probably not the time, but yeah. I mean, he's a disappointment of a mythic if there's been one. So he's going to make another. He's going to attack with it. I'll take the damage so that I don't grow his other Rot Shambler. What a weird deck. And then we'll come win the game? Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. He dead. Alright, so I'll start the outro. But thanks, guys, for hanging out. It's been another fun, glorious tournament matchup, and I'll be back for round 3. Wish me luck, and we'll see if the Little Spirits deck can overcome all these Planeswalkers and Rares and Mythics with my, what is it? It's like Tattered Haunter. My 2/1 flyers. We'll just see if all my little 2/1 flyers can survive. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will catch you next time.